Hi, sorry, I've got lots going on.
Oh,
Nice
no, that's
to
okay.
meet you. Come
Gary
on
from
in.
ADP.
Nice
How
to
are
see
you?
you, Gary. Good. Come on in. Sorry about the mess.
No, that's okay.
We just moved into this location, and apparently this is what my office looks like, so you'll have to excuse us. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I totally understand. So, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Of course.
Yeah, how's your morning been going so far? It seems kind of busy.
Been going good, trying to go through some boxes and start to make this look like an actual office, but
Yeah.
it's been going well.
Yeah, for sure. So when Susan told me about your business, you know what, I was really, really excited, but I was really nervous at the same time. You know, I'm really excited because I've really seen ADP and how they can help businesses like yours, and I really want to see what ADP can help with you. But you know what, I was really nervous because, you know, as you can tell, I haven't been to a gym in the past 4 months.
I was going to say, you look like you've been to our gym. I was going to say, you look oddly familiar,
Yeah?
so I was going to ask if you had come here before. But,
No, I haven't, but definitely
okay.
give me your card after, and I'll
Okay.
definitely sign up. But what do you think? Do I still got a chance to get fit?
I think you have a chance.
Yeah?
I think
Okay.
there's a slight chance you might be able to make it, yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear. Do you mind if I actually just set my stuff
No, sure,
on,
go
on
on
here?
ahead. Yeah, let me move this out of your way for
Okay,
you.
great,
There you go.
yeah.
Make a little mini desk.
So I just wanted to give you my business card. You can contact me at any time
Okay,
there.
great.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure we have about 18 minutes left here. Is that right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I mean,
Yeah?
we're running a business, so I mean, something might happen where, you know, I need to run out really quick, but we should be good to go, yeah.
Absolutely, perfect. Yeah, and I'll definitely keep conscious of that time because I see how busy you are here today.
Yes.
So there's a few things I wanted to propose to you today.
Okay.
The first is that.
What's up?
Pilates instructor no show
Oh, you're
again.
joking.
Nope, that's
Okay,
serious.
all right. I'm sorry. I told you something might come up.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, this is my husband, Ben,
What's,
so
Hi,
you can...
What's going on?
Gary from ADP. Nice
What's
to
this
meet
in
you.
regards to?
So.
I gotta go. Hey, great to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Thanks.
Okay. So like I said, I'm from ADP. We are.
Which is
We're a business outsourcing solutions company.
Okay.
And with an expertise in payroll. So Benita and I were just talking about some of the value. So we were actually just getting into what we could talk about today with our meeting. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a few things I wanted to kind of propose to your business today. The first is that I really wanted to understand.
an ADP is what again?
ADP is a business outsourcing solutions company.
Got it.
We have a specialty in payroll.
Okay.
Right. So there's a couple things I wanted to propose to you today. The first is that I really wanted to understand your business a little bit better
Okay.
and how you process payroll.
Sure.
The second is that I have a new app here. It's called Run, powered by ADP, and I really wanted to show you a customized demonstration.
Okay.
And finally, I really want to get you started using ADP, but only if it's the right solution for you.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Sounds fair.
Okay, great. So before we begin, I know Benita just stepped out,
Yep.
but is there anyone else that would benefit from being in this meeting?
No, I apologize about that. But
Okay, absolutely. And in terms of the business criteria or the decision criteria that you use to make investments like ADP, what does that look like?
You know, we obviously evaluate a lot of things on cost,
Absolutely.
and then just evaluate on if it makes our business run smoother.
Absolutely. Okay, so we'll definitely keep that in mind as we move through the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so if you don't mind, do you think if I could just take notes here?
Sure.
Okay, great.
You have enough room?
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry
yeah.
about the office.
No, I totally understand. It's something that I've seen before. So, I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your payroll.
Okay.
So Susan told me you had about 8 to 10 employees. Is that correct?
Hey, sorry, she showed up.
Oh, good.
I'm back.
Great,
Oh,
great.
good.
Nice to have you.
More the
So,
merrier.
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm glad to have you.
Employees,
So,
you asked? We have 10 employees.
10 in total. Okay.
Bi-weekly we pay them.
We pay them bi-weekly. Okay. And are they paid on an hourly or a salary basis or a mixture of both?
Mixture.
Mixture. And okay. And who processes the payroll for your organization?
We both do.
We both do. Yep.
Okay, Benita and Ben do. Okay, great. And in terms of the current system that you use, what does that look like?
Basically, we get the hours, we add them all up, and then plug them into QuickBooks. Pretty easy.
Okay. So is that the off-the-shelf program for QuickBooks?
Mm-hmm.
Just the payroll side of it. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So as the owners of the business, where do you see your business in the next year or so?
You know what? We'd like to grow the membership. I mean, we'd like to see ourselves double the membership,
Okay.
if possible, and depending on our, our sales and marketing strategy, we hope that we'd be able to do that.
Right. Okay, great. So it seems like you are pretty busy trying to get the business started. Can you tell me more about kind of your day-to-day responsibilities in trying to start this business on the right foot?
I mean, we do everything from administrative to going and teaching Pilates classes when people don't show up to
Oh, man.
making sure the finances are there. And I don't know if You wanna add
Yeah, I
anything
mean,
to
it's
it?
just, managing people, becomes a large part of it as well. And then, we both try to greet, our customers as well. So that takes up time and, grow new members. It's really the basis.
Absolutely. And can you tell me, you said you mentioned everything from administrative. Can you tell me about the time it takes you to do payroll?
Probably
Six
6 hours
6
every
hours.
2 weeks.
Okay, so that seems like it's a lot of time for you. So if
Yeah,
you,
it's normal.
it's normal and with QuickBooks probably. So with that, if you could spend that time in other parts of your business, where do you think you would spend that?
Probably our marketing side.
Yeah, on the marketing. Yeah, and I noticed you had a really good marketing campaign that was catching the eye of developers there. Great. And I think that could really help your business as well. So if there was something that could help you in terms of minimizing that time, in terms of doing payroll, do you think that would really benefit your business so you could focus on the marketing side and in your customers?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Great. You mentioned that sometimes you'd have to fill in for somebody that didn't show up for Pilates. Can you tell me more about that?
I mean, when you run a small business, right? Whether you have, CrossFit or Pilates or, the snack bar, there's always going to be some things. We have one floater person that can help out, but
Right.
but yet, we wear a lot of hats, just like any small business owner.
Yep.
Right. And would you say that that's a concern for you, that your employees sometimes don't show up for some of the jobs that they're required to do?
Yeah, but it's unfortunately real life, and things happen. Someone might have a kid who gets sick, and I mean, what do you do about that? There's
Right.
really nothing that you can do. You have to be understanding, but also make sure that they understand the policies as well. So it's a difficult balance, but
Right. And can you tell me more about understanding the policies? So how do you get to understand the policies of the HR process?
So we actually have a handbook in place for our employees, and they're supposed to read it. It has those regulations in there and everything.
Right. So you kind of use what you were using, kind of what you developed in the past.
Yeah, just stuff off of Google.
Okay, great. And so I guess if it comes off the internet, how do you make sure that you're using kind of best practices for those processes?
I mean, we talk to other people in the industry who kind of have the same type of company.
Okay.
Actually, my brother-in-law, his brother, is an attorney as well, so we have that resource to go to.
Right.
But we don't really like to burn him with our small business stuff all the time. So a lot of it is just things that we want our employees to understand and things that we feel are important.
And we've used accountants in the past for
Yeah.
different functions, but it's just too expensive.
Yeah, we can't really do it right now. That's why we're using family members for things.
Right, absolutely. So if there was a solution out there that could really help you streamline that HR process that you're using, best practices in the industry, would that be a benefit to you?
Sure.
Okay, great. So you also mentioned right before this that you didn't really have the money to kind of push that onto your accountant.
Right.
And as a new business, I would assume that cash flow might be something you're keeping an eye on.
Oh yeah.
So how do you kind of track that cash flow in your organization?
It's payroll by payroll.
Yeah.
I mean, week by bi-weekly by bi-weekly at this point. So.
Yeah. Making sure that the funds are in the account before we submit it and
Okay.
and everything. Yeah.
And with your current process, how do you know what your cash liabilities are for that payroll process before you process the payroll?
QuickBooks says, it takes out for the amount that we have to pay the employees, but then we have to go to the bank and wire the money for the tax purposes.
Okay. And would you say that that's a hassle for you, that you have to go to the bank afterwards and wire it to them?
Yeah, but it's just kind of normal. It's kind of what we've always known. My father owned a business, and he did the exact same way, and so it worked for him. He grew the business really successfully, and so that's the only way I've ever known to do it.
Okay.
It's part of the 6 hours, that we spend.
Absolutely. Okay. So in terms of doing your payroll, was there ever a time that you can access that QuickBooks desktop application, but you wanted to process payroll?
No, I think we've always been fine.
Yeah, we've been able to access it. We can access it remote.
You can access it remotely?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And has there ever been a time when you didn't want to do it on like a desktop application, like on an actual desktop computer?
That's the only option.
That's the only way
we know.
we're not very tech savvy, so desktop is really all we've got. We don't have any fancy things. We're not really into that whole technology.
Absolutely. And do you think it would be helpful for you to have something that was on the go?
I mean, doesn't sound like it would hurt.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And in terms of the reporting that your payroll process currently gives you, is that something that that is currently something that you get from your current system?
Mhm.
So the reports,
Mhm.
and that's satisfying your needs in terms of the report to make sure that you understand the cash flow in your organization?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems like we're having two kind of major areas of concerns with your business. The first is kind of the time it takes you to process payroll. 6 hours bi-weekly is a lot of time, we find, for ADP, and if we could really release that time for you, it could help you in your organization, as well as understanding HR best practices. Are there any other major concerns in your organization with your payroll that I haven't really talked about or discussed?
Can't think of any.
No.
Okay, great. So I really want to show you how ADP can help you with those two major problems with your business through a customized demonstration. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see
Okay,
it.
great. So ADP is actually, like I said, is a business outsourcing solutions company. We've been in the industry for 60 years. Run, powered by ADP, is our payroll platform that allows you to process payroll anytime, anywhere, on a mobile device, as well as on a desktop application, like you said. So what the home screen looks like here is, this is the home screen. This is the main payroll button that you'll be using.
We're not real tech savvy. Just want to remind
FYI.
you. Of that.
Absolutely. And a lot of our clients, we have over 400,000 clients, and similar to yours, and many of them aren't very tech savvy. But I can assure you that this is very easy and very user-friendly to use. And in this button here, I'm just going to show you very quickly, it gives you how-to videos as well as help right off of the application. So if you ever needed help, you could do that, or you could call our 24/7 customer hotline.
I was going to say, yeah, I like to talk to someone. So.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Does that answer your concern?
Mhm.
Ray?
Yep.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you kind of the HR side of it first. You mentioned that one of the biggest concerns is that you don't really know what the industry industry experts or the industry best practices are in terms of the HR process. So we want to help you streamline that. This HR Checkup here in HR Dictionary. HR Checkup actually gives you the best practices in terms of the process. And you mentioned something about a handbook. We actually have handbook and policies right there. So if you actually want to go ahead and tap that, that's how easy it is to use. So you want to view all best practices, and then all the best practices for the handbook in terms of what is supposed to be on it, and maybe how to even engage your employees to read that handbook. Because I said, I know that you mentioned that was one of your issues.
Yeah.
We can really help you with that. And on top of this, we have specialists on the phone with the 24/7 hotline that you can call to get the answer to your question the very first time you call.
Now, do I have to write the handbook myself? Like, it might say, you click on one of these things and it says, okay, here's what you write here. Like, I don't really have time for that. I mean, is there something, like, do you guys do it for us, or how does that work?
Absolutely. So we actually don't write the handbook for you just because we don't really understand all of the different businesses.
Understandable.
Our expertise, however, is in what the contents of the handbook should be. So it makes it a lot easier for you to write that handbook effectively and in a short amount of period of time.
Okay.
Does that answer your concern?
Yes, it does, definitely.
Great. So if we go back to the beginning here, why don't you go ahead and click the payroll for me there? Okay. So what we're going to do, this gives you the option to change the different dates that we have. And then we'll start by a regular bi-weekly payroll that you would be doing. And this gives you...
When do the desks come in?
I think it's another 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
Got a lot
that's
on our
okay.
mind, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I totally understand. So here you can actually change the direct deposit, or you can change the general ledger date. So we're going to start payroll right away here. This gives you a list of employees. You would have about 10. And it would give you the salary and the wages that they'd be paid if they were paid on hourly.
Okay.
And you could just select one and change their hours very easily if you wanted to. So
Okay.
instead of 37.50, we'll do 2 hours that week.
Okay.
And if it's all the same, then everything would be automated and inputted in there for you.
Okay.
So we would click the preview, and this shows you, similar to what QuickBooks does for you, shows you the process or the cash required for that processing before you process it. And then once you've approved it, you click Approve Payroll, and that's it. So what I've shown you there is you've mentioned that the time it takes to do payroll is about 12 hours a month. We've done this payroll processing in about 5 minutes. So do you see really how that minimizes the time it takes you to do payroll?
Yeah, but, I mean, anything like that, I mean, I understand that there's training and stuff, but stuff like that just looks expensive. I mean, yeah, it might be great, but we're really concerned about cash flow.
Absolutely.
So I don't know
totally
if we can afford
understand.
something like that.
Absolutely. So what I've shown you here is that this program, this Run powered by ADP, can really help you solve the two major concerns that you're having in your organization, which was time and HR best practices to help you streamline that process. And for 10 employees and processing payroll twice a month, it actually costs you only $28.95, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it's $28.95 per processing. So that's about $20 are processing about $40 a month for you. And what that really helps you do is streamline that processing, take that time away from you that you're spending in really doing all that payroll, and spending that time in really investing in your business where it matters.
I mean, it looks good. It's just we don't pay anything today.
Yeah, I mean, we pay for our QuickBooks right up front, so like it's not a fee that we're paying for now.
Absolutely. So, can you just explain to me a little bit more about what the payment process is?
Yeah, so it's a software. So when we bought the software in the beginning of the year, that's what we paid for. So, and then we pay it once a year. So we've already paid. What did we pick it up last month for the full year? So yeah, for the subscription.
Okay, perfect. So do you pay on a month-by-month basis, or do you just pay once a year?
Just once a year.
Okay. So what I've seen is with ADP, we are a total business solutions provider, and we keep you updated with all of the different compliance issues that you might have. The best part about ADP is that you have to pay monthly, and then all of those worries that you have in terms of the concerns of your business are taken off of your shoulders, so that you don't have to worry about that at all. And with such a low price, we can really help you in streamlining your total organization, freeing your time from where it matters most, and freeing the cash that you need to really spend on the right parts of your business. Does that make sense to you, and does that kind of justify the price for you?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Something to think about, yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So, you know what, as a salesperson, I really want to see your business succeed, and I really want to help you out in your organization there. And I think that with ADP, I've really shown you the value that you can get with ADP and how it can really make your business succeed. So I want you to realize these benefits today. So why don't we get started today?
Well, why don't we do this? When the desks come in, why don't we set up another visit?
Okay.
You come back out, and we'll revisit it. I mean, I think you did a really good job today in presenting the solutions. It's just we needed a couple things to think about, and then we'd love to meet with you again in a couple weeks.
Right. Absolutely. So what's kind of stopping you from realizing those benefits immediately for your business?
We just don't have time right now. I mean, it looks great, but putting something like that in place right now, I mean, look at our office is a mess, and it's definitely something we want to consider, and that we're excited about exploring the opportunity for, but just at this point, we just don't have time to explore it right now.
Absolutely, and I definitely see how busy you are in your organization. I think what ADP really helps you do, especially because of that time management concern that you have, if we could free up that time immediately, so the 6 hours that you spend on payroll per every 2 weeks that you have, you can spend that time right now in starting your business off on the right foot. And I know that you're saying that time is one of the major things that's stopping you because you can't really implement this right now, but I can actually free up that time right now for you when we start ADP so that you can really invest that into your business and getting all of this stuff out of your way. So how does that sound to you? Does this sound
like I said, I think it makes sense. It really does. But
Absolutely.
I just would would ask that we maybe reschedule an appointment to come back out and revisit it. And like I said, there's no concerns. You did a really good job. It's just the timing right now. I'd feel a lot better if we evaluated it in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and we get our desks in on the 18th, so and that's in 2 weeks from today. So if you want to, that's when our desks are coming in. So I don't know if that's something that you want to consider.
Absolutely. And before I actually just schedule that meeting, is there any other concerns that I haven't answered to you in terms of the value of ADP?
I think you've done a good job.
No.
Okay, perfect. So I just want to leave you with some sheets here. So in case you have any questions, you have my business card, and you can actually just look at some of these sheets, and then we'll schedule the meeting. You said on the 16th that you'll be back?
That's actually a Saturday, so we won't be hopefully working that day.
Okay, hopefully not, yeah. So we'll definitely schedule the meeting. I'll call you in the next 24 hours, and then we'll schedule a meeting for the Monday, hopefully.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's okay with
that
you?
sounds great.
Hey, thanks a lot. You did a really good job. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank you so much
Thanks for coming in. We'll help walk you out.
Thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
It was great to meet you.
Thanks.
Perfect.
All right. We'll walk you out.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, we can
Is
go
this a
outside.
real walkout?
Yeah, this is real.
Okay.